You.
So, it's supposed to rain for a couple minutes.
Looks good. Oh yeah, it looks good.
Yeah, I'm not happy with it.
No. Where at?
Yeah, I felt like kind of scratching, like just scrubbing my boot space and like brushing it off. The wall came out good. Yeah, yeah, ain't bad. Like fucking
Yeah, that ramp spot, that was good too.
yeah, it's decent too. Yeah, I have to figure out kind of what we're gonna need for lumber wise to finish up. Just figure out how many 2x4s for this top part of the ramp, and how many panels we'll need for that bottom part of the ramp and this, and then I'll load up everything else on my truck. You know what I mean? And then we can start backfilling this. I just got to get one piece of pipe. I'm gonna have to run out and get a piece of conduit to run that out to the end before we start doing that. So,
Did you figure that out yet?
what's that?
The light?
He's just gonna run it out to the end and then cap it off, and if he we'll figure it out after the fact. Yeah, he said he's probably not even right away. I mean, just in case he ever wants to put something out there. So, give me 1 second. Yeah. Oh yeah, that's
Did you
everything on
strip
this.
it all this morning?
No, yesterday.
Oh.
Did it yesterday.
When you get us in there, I got like 4 or 5 jobs I gotta call.
Yo, I'm gonna start. I gotta clean up because this stuff's been sitting on here too long. I wanted to do it yesterday, but this concrete off the windows and stuff.
You want me to back your truck up the driveway?
Well, yeah, I can help you with that once I'm done this. I was gonna say if you want to start like backfilling this, like move the 2x.
Oh yeah.
You can start doing that. I try to get the that 2x4. I didn't get that far, so it might be easy. If it's too hard, we'll leave it in. The one at the bottom. You can probably use with my pry bar, just try to get it under there and pull it up a little bit, and then see if you can get that stake out. If not, we'll just cut it down. But if you get start backfilling it, don't come up. I'm gonna tamp it with the tamp I got at least twice. So come up like a foot or a foot and a half, and then tamp it, and then by that time, I mean, don't come up no higher than the pipe for sure. Like a little bit below the pipe, and we'll just tamp it down. So yeah, and we can just toss these over here for the time being. 2x4s if they're in the way or something. Just try to get this fucking wrapped up.
Huh?
So try to get this fucking thing done. Yeah. Yeah, the wall's not bad, man. It's just like a light rub at the end. That's it. I went to look at this job yesterday morning before I came here. It's a basement. The guy wants to do the LVP flooring. You know what I mean? He's finishing his basement, but he's got a pipe. It's a nice house, like up by Weldon Road, and he's got a pipe set for like in case he gets water in his basement to flow down to the pipe. And from the highest spot on the walls to the pipe, it's a 4-inch difference. And you can't make that up a floor leveler. They said, I mean, I guess you could do it in multiple floors. But that's a lot, and then you can't do it in overlayment because it doesn't go that thick. So basically, you got to do it in concrete. So I'm gonna try to sell them on doing like a sleeper floor underneath. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah.
So that way, it's just to bring the level up a little bit, and then I mean, other than that, I'm telling you, listen, but I don't know what else to tell you unless you want the floor busted up and brand new concrete floor or something because you're gonna pay the same amount anyway. You know what I mean?
It's like fucked up, does it?
It's not fucked up. It was made to be like that. So in case there's ever water that runs to the pipe, it's a huge basement. You know what I'm saying? But over the span to the middle of the floor from the edge, it's like 3 3/4 difference or something.
Can you use like self-leveling?
No, that stuff can only go up to 2 inches. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
It says you can, in worse situations, you can use in step 4 or something like that.
Yeah, I told him just go in there, cut it out, bust it up, take it out, and redo it, and then do it right over top of it.
Yeah.
Like even, how deep were you thinking of going? 4 inches?
Well, he just wants to get it level so he can put the flooring down. So yeah, I mean,
like 2, 3
it's got to come up at the low point 4 inches, and so I mean.
Oh, okay. So one spot you probably don't even have to bust up like that.
To be honest, dude, it'll cost a fortune just to get the concrete in that basement and shit.
Oh
you know
yeah, I didn't think about that. Yeah. Doing that shit with the bags was that was a son of a bitch.
Yeah, shit, I did a basement on Wilmington with all bags. I did it with 3 separate pours. It took so long, and that was a basement probably a third of the size of this one.
Oh, it's a big one.
Yeah, it's a big one.
Oh yeah. I mean, shit. But tell them like that.
Yeah, I'm gonna try to just sell some on the sleeper with the wood. You know what I mean? Like do like faux joists. You know what I mean? Just basically sit on top.
Power move by you. Good job.
What's up, Parker? Go subscribe to the contractor guy. That's one of my other pages. for my job and stuff. I'm gonna start posting on my job for me.
I paid penance for it, but I'm not like arguing
So you're
with you.
saying
Looks great.
punishment this year. So are you saying that you wouldn't even wear it if you were asked to wear it?
And then we're gonna pour this one down here. We gotta move all of this and pour this one, and then a rinse, and it's done.
That thing says the camera. It doesn't say Katie.
I think we should make someone else wear it. Like make Spike Eskin wear it.
Can I just say this? I think you should wear your full uniform unless you wear it the first time I saw you.
Wouldn't it be an awesome punishment for Jack to have to wear
Yeah.
like that?
All playoff games. All playoff games.
This has to be the
Well,
punishment.
that's a punishment for Joe when he loses too, because I mean you're talking about a punishment that's never going to happen, so it's like who cares?
Well, right. So this is what I get a little squirrely on.
You said that you get punished, but you can. Is that what it is?
You said gander. I'm writing this down. Jack, where is my uni punishment? All right, James Goose, and your nickname Goose. Also. Yeah, we know what happens to Goose. Goose he gets killed by his best friend. He does. Well, not killed by his best friend. Eject, man. Eject.
Okay.
Seltzer, do you think I should wear the?
I would say no.
I'm sitting
Wow.
Sleep said that.
Wow.
It's time to get serious, Jeff. It's time to get serious. We're
got
trying to
that
win World
up.
Series.
They've gone very far when I wore it.
They won the World Series when you won it. That's my question.
I'm in the Bryce Harper category. I'm in the on my feet. Harper, Wheeler, and DeCamera. The only three people.
The only thing you should wear is his clothes. That's really rough.
I think maybe this uniform has evolved into strictly punishment material. Like this is only for a punishment, you will. Well, how do you think people voted, John? The question: should DeCamera wear his full Phillies uniform home opener on Monday? Yes or no? I think people are resenting uniform for its lack of success and how it ties into our Phillies family. So I'm going to say 79% are against the uniform. I was surprised by this result and encouraged for their support of 68% want me to wear it.
They just want you to win silly.
Oh my
Yeah,
goodness. Maybe.
That's not maybe. Definitely it. That's 100%.
Maybe.
So they can make fun of you? Is that the... Yes, Ruben, that's it.
Do you feel
I
you
think I'm sorry for that. That's just the way you put the nails and prime it out with my bedded and then
because there have been times where I thought you were kind of proud. Well, it's a little bit of both, but it's more. I feel like John, I feel like you were a player. No, there have been times where it's like, you know, hey, sir. Now I used to sign my back. There's a corner to your town. If I go around the bar telling people I was David Akers. So
I'll see try to push the corner a little
if
bit.
you tell people you're a kicker, 5'10" guy, kicker, NFL kicker, multi-millionaire. David Akers could whoop you. No, I'm joking. David Akers is a jiu-jitsu guy. Like, I've seen him lock big guys down. Of course, then there's the Brunson Patrick Ewing move. That's a whole nother can of worms. All right, let's go to the phones. I did have a used to go around saying,
Yeah, they wouldn't have if I didn't finesse my way in there. They don't do that shit there. You got to make appointments and shit. Now, I finessed my way in there, and then after I got in there, I still didn't get one, but they gave me a printout with a stamp on it, which ended up working. Which was perfect. Everything worked. Dude, I got to the place, and the dude for PennDOT, he's there from 8 to 12. I got there at like 11:58, and they were like, dude, now you got to come back tomorrow. I was like, dude, I need this thing on the road today, dude. They were like, if you drive it with that title in Philly, the cops will take it. You won't get it back. In Philly, they don't play with like salvage titles, especially pickup trucks. They'll take it, and then that way, it's like in nobody's name, so you can't even get it back. It's crazy. They said it's like a loophole, dude. They've just
he's an MVP candidate, Chris.
Is it in your name now?
So the legit PennDOT dude, he felt bad. He was like, you know what? I'm gonna do your shit right now.
Anytime, as far as I
fucking
yeah, you can do it again.
So
You
it's
can
still
search
salvage title?
No, I got it switched.
Chris
I got
is really good, man.
now I have like a real title, but it's I got the registration, everything, insurance, fucking the whole nine. It's a good one too, man. 02. I think it has a rebuilt transmission, so it runs good, dude. I got faith in it, man. I hope this one will last me at least a year.
Trey Turner gets flack. I think maybe he deserves a little more of your ire.
Yeah, I mean, the inside is like fucking prime, dude. It's like it was very well kept. I got Eagles floor mats in there, Eagle plate, yeah. I got an Eagles logo on the side, like a metal like thing. Yeah.
Something about the brand.
It was only like $4.99 at AutoZone. I was like, fuck it.
Hard to imagine above the rim for the wall. With that said, let's do what we do every day this time.
Yeah. I want to get something big for the back window, something eagle. I want to get like a rack thing because I don't want to shatter that fucking window. It looks like it was recently replaced. Probably got shattered on accident.
Tomorrow, you should know this. Baseball movie.
It's a good one, man. I'm happy I got it. Like I was gonna get that cargo van, dude. The dude bullshit. He wasn't answering, and I went all the way out there waiting for him and everything. I was pissed, dude. I was like, you know what? I even said something to him on Facebook Messenger. I said, dude, you could have fucking saved us both the time. You know what I mean? I could have been in a car by now. Yeah, it was like perfect time.
It's easier for the pickup to load up shit too. I mean, not the big camp, but like you can put 16-foot or something in there if you had to. You know what I mean? Like, I guess you could have been too after all the
Yeah, that's another thing. Like if I got one of them, it had to come with a roof rack. You know what I mean? The one that I was looking at didn't, but I was like looking up ones on Marketplace too, just like in case. I'm glad I went this route though. The dude was cool. The dude at the shop was cool. Now I went and picked it up. Yeah, it had no plate, dude. I didn't even know that until they told me at the shop. I was gonna drive it back the next day. And they were like, dude, why don't you just leave it here and get picked up? I was like, nah, dude, I'll drive it back. And they were like, dude, the cops will take it like out here, dude. It's not like Wilmington. You know what I mean? They're not gonna impound it. They're gonna take it, or they're gonna impound it. But then, since it's not, no registration and the salvage title. The only reason it had a salvage title was because the headlight. It popped and like caught on fire a little bit, but it got fixed. But they I guess deemed it whatever they call total or whatever. Yeah, and then it's fixed now and it works and everything. It has a little spot you can see where it happened at. But it's like one of them trucks where it's like a diamond in the rough. You know what I mean? Like people look it over because they see that. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, it's solid, dude. And I ain't even gonna lie. The fact that when he said salvage title, I was like, I was getting ready to be like, nah. But it's.
I got mine. I think mine was a 01. It was 35
sequence in which the characters attempt to escape out of the deserted Vietnamese village from blah 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 blah. A helicopter was hovering about 24 feet above them when a fireball from the spab effect explosions reportedly caused damage to the helicopter rotor and caused the tail rotors to separate from the aircraft, causing the helicopter to plummet and crash on top of them.
I didn't realize it was the same thing. I heard about the helicopter Death 30 movie. I didn't realize it was the same one you're talking about.
That is the coach and the bad news bears for the other team. I'm looking him up. Do you know he's also Jennifer Jason Leigh's dad? I did not. Jennifer Jason Leigh's dad. And there's some resemblance if you look at him. Yeah. He died with a helicopter falling on him.
Goodness.
And he's Jennifer Jason Leigh's dad. How about that?
You got anything else that could top this really beautiful
Spider Rico was the original adversary in Rocky, and then he came back as the good guy in like Rocky 33, whatever that movie was. All right,
So he was definitely someone's friend.
he worked with Rock.
Buddy that you grew up with or something.
No, Rock wanted to bring in the storyline. They wanted to bring
Saying
in.
in real life, the reason they brought him back.
I don't think so. But anyway, let's move on. We got to come up with a winning answer. Best character that was an adversary.
I think it's Shooter McGavin.
Okay, that's the. Did anybody say Mr. T? No.
Robert never got that.
What are we doing? Now, hold on. So here's what we got. We got Shooter, we got Johnny Lawrence,
That's a great
and we got John Kreese.
I think it's Kreese or Shooter, but I'm voting Shooter.
I don't know
Kreese
about the
or Shooter?
Kreese thing.
Kreese is big.
But I think Johnny Lawrence is the guy that you think of. More than Kreese. Yes, Kreese was probably
Johnny
more-
Lawrence.
Kreese is there?
Devin?
Shooter McGavin.
Ruben, is that it?
Shooter
All
McGavin.
right, Shooter it is. Rob, congratulations with the winning answer of Shooter McGavin, which is a great answer. Everyone have a spectacular rest of the day. Phillies tomorrow. Don't do. They're up.
Merrick's presents Real or Not Real. Merrick's dog food. Real or not real? Real! That's right. Merrick's made with real ingredients. Because real is recipe. Visit MerrickPetCare.com.
We have oil and gas. The royalties that we get help the family, help their children to go to school.
America's oil and natural gas strengthens communities. Learn more at energycitizens.org. Paid for by the American Petroleum Institute.
Sometimes it feels like the world is moving at hyperspeed and you can't keep up because it's one thing then another. Don't forget the meeting and the yoga class and the dinner reservation with Ben. You get into the all-new Nissan Murano and you feel the breeze from the panoramic moonroof while the massaging seats melt away the tension of the day. And you realize that sometimes the greatest rush is not rushing at all. Shop the all-new Murano at NissanUSA.com. Panoramic moonroof massaging leather appointed seats are available features.
Geico gives you a total car coverage combo for flat tires to fender benders and with 24/7 help too. Kind of like the combination of EDM, death metal, and sweet jazz. Whatever you need, get more with Geico.
How late did you guys stay here that day?
Dude, I was here till about 7. Dude. Like, for some reason, man, like, I don't know what the fuck I was doing, but, like, we did it, and we're spinning around, and it just wouldn't set up, like, especially up here. There's a big pile of wood going by the front door. Yeah, well,
That
we
dude
recorded
just kept circling.
Donovan told you that. I let him run it, dude. I'm not doing that next time. So, yeah, I mean,
Bro, I
like,
think you're fully capable, dude. Don't even.
yeah, I know. It's
It's
just
a
that,
huge jump. You're like way more than me. I know it's fucking
I mean,
stressful.
he's a better finisher than me for sure. So I let him run it. So, but you know, I know how it's supposed to go. So we didn't like as soon as it started getting hard enough here. Like first off, he's hitting it constantly with the funny trout, with the Fresno trout. Like we both loaded it twice.
Right. He probably couldn't help himself.
Yeah, exactly. That's probably what it was. The longer you can let it sit without touching it, the quicker it's gonna set up. What do you need?
It's a little mini sludge. I just had it.
So
Oh, it's right here.
So yeah, he kept hitting it and shit, and like. I was worried about getting the edge against the house with the edge, you know what I mean? I gotta get pulled to it, dude. I got to. But yeah, I was worried about that. Sounds like I'm going out. So I started getting the e-board going out. He said, "We're not even gonna do that. We're just gonna swipe it with the thing," which is doable, but you better hit it right the first time. And if it's wet like that, you should go out on it and hit it, because like all the stones were still at the top. So you know, they were waiting. He gets like this and listen, buddy. We got like a third of it bruised. This bruise was crazy kind of except for his foot went up. And I was like, dude, it was like 5 o'clock. It's like the kids that are me and my friends like, we gotta go. He's like, oh, we'll hang out. And I start putting the blower on it to dry and shit, like fucking. And finally, he just gets in his truck and he said, I gotta go, dude, or something. I was like, all right. You know what I mean? At that point, I went out there and I swiped it. I did swipe it a little bit, and he already did a little bit of damage by trying to burn it all too early. So we already put like deep grooves in there in certain spots that was starting to dry. So I just like kind of hit it again with the Fresno crowd and waited as long as I could till like 6:30 and drilled it and then rolled
America's
it.
oil and natural gas.
When I was born and
Learn
shit,
more at
I was like
energycitizens.org.
behind that
Paid for by the American
fucking so I
Petroleum
can't hear
Institute.
anything.
Right.
Sometimes it feels like the world is moving at hyperspeed and you can't keep up because it's one thing then another. Don't forget the meeting and the yoga class and the dinner reservation with Ben.
Like yelling it, so I couldn't hear him. And he's like, whoa, and I'm like, I can't hear you. You're like,
Yeah, and I told you to go slow with that shit. He's trying to say speed up.
Oh,
I mean,
yeah,
he wasn't
like,
being a
just
dick
dump it
about
all
it.
out, which is cool.
He wasn't being a dick about it, but like,
No, he was cool.
He-
It was just
yeah, you couldn't hear, yeah.
That's all.
Because like when you get used to it, like with the
I was on point.
with the you were like you know if you use the buggies all the time, you're used to like you can pull up and start dumping the bucket at the same time and roll out. Like we didn't need to be that much faster. You only charged me an extra 15 minutes. He did try to hit me up with all kind of extra. I'd like to find out, dude. I think it's terrible.
I was looking into it.
Yeah.
You can just tell.
Combination
The way he did that the last time, he rubbed me wrong. Like, you know, when he came and did the steps, he got me just run.
Like almost like I'd like to have an inspector on a job one time, like you know where they do the slump test and all that shit.
Right.
Just like as a surprise, without like you know nothing. Like I don't think they would need to know anyway. Just have a job where
I would do that on the next big
Don't miss your chance to activate and earn 3 times the points on select.
Yeah, well, I can test the slump and stuff, but like compaction tests and stuff like that, they gotta bring that back to the lab. So, I mean, I'm sure it's good.
You'd be able to.
The world is your jackpot at
You come
Borgata
up on
Hotel
that.
Casino
You
and
get
Spa
your own
during the $1
kind
million
of
monthly winnings drawing.
And
Play
plus
and earn entries
the
now through
yardage,
April
dude.
for
Like
your
I did
chance
the
at over
math.
$1
Like
million
so
in
the cavity
prizes,
under here was
including
pretty
10
big, so I
$25,000
figured an extra
vacation
yard.
packages.
That shit was like a yard and a half. Like, I don't know. It's just I guess it's good right here.
The world is
I
your
saved
jackpot
all
at
the
Borgata
receipts
Hotel
and like
Casino
I
and
saved all
Spa.
my receipts
$1
and
million
shit.
world
So like if you ever
only
did
at
do that,
Borgata.
you called him, dude, I would go way back and like, yo, he charged the prime money.
Oh yeah.
Unauthorized.
This
It was,
is the
dude,
sale
we
you've
would
been
both
waiting
just
for.
like come
The
on.
Macy's Spring VIP sale
That'd
is
be
here.
wild.
Exclusive savings.
I'm not
on the
like that,
season's
but like
most loved
if
brands
he's
with an
if he's
extra
doing that,
30% off of
I seen some lady this morning.
that's screw you on jobs.
I looked in next door this morning. Some lady, I think on Maryland Ave, and it was like, anybody know who this is? It was like a big company that had a trailer with like an excavator and a bobcat pulling on behind it, like a tractor trailer type truck. And he's like, they did some damage to my property, and I thought in the video it was going to show him hitting the lamp or something like that. If anything, he might have went up on her yard like a couple inches, like you know what I mean? And like, I was like, what a fucking bitch, dude. Like, I was very upset, like, if I knew that. Well, that was yeah, nah, make a couple like that.
I hope you want to do that, dude. That could seriously screw you. So I mean, that was the case. Especially if a homeowner, that could make you look so bad. Homeowner, I got it. Something else.
Expert application support. We streamline your audit and compliance requirements while you do strategic initiatives that drive growth. New foundations, making real estate run better.
We have oil and gas. The royalties that we get helps our family, helps our children to go to school.
America's oil and natural gas strengthens communities. Learn more at energycitizens.org. Paid for by the American Petroleum Institute.
Sometimes it feels like the world is moving at hyperspeed and you can't keep up because it's one thing then another. Don't forget the meeting and the yoga class and the dinner reservation. But then you get into the all-new Nissan Murano and you feel the breeze from the panoramic.
Mike's happy with it though. He just texted me. He said, "Oh, do the back
the
on the
tension of
wall."
the day. And you
Oh yeah,
realize
no,
that
it was
sometimes
good.
the
I
greatest
think
rush
From a distance.
I think
the all-new Murano
you've
at
been doing this for so long.
nissanusa.com.
If you came to my house and did this, I'd have been like, great job. I had
Leather
free
appointed
tips.
seats are
I
available
had the money,
features.
all that. It was great.
Live from the TCK Studios. An Odyssey Sports Station. This is Hugh Douglas and Joe Jones.
I know if I did something like this on a job, motherfucker was like, hey. You just been doing it for so long that you know, you feel better, you know what I mean?
Joe Joey has got 415-592-9494. Kyle Quinn back in the studio because today we are at Sterling Limousine and Transportation Services. They were the winning bid for the Eagles Radiothon benefiting the Eagles Autism Foundation. We're excited to be here and thank them for having us. Good morning, Hugh. Good morning, Joe. Good morning, Philadelphia. Hey, Mo, if you get a chance, just take some time and take a ride. Let somebody else drive for you. Just ride around the city, man. I got a chance to ride in one of the limos this morning. It was nice. It was a Cadillac. What's the big? One of the big ones? The big SUV. Luxury Douglas. Yeah, it had the captain's chairs and everything, man. And we were riding up 95, right? And I didn't know there was like an oil refinery like on the side of the highway. And I was like, damn. It was just weird to ride through the city and notice things that you really don't get a chance to notice because you're so busy trying to drive. So if you get the chance, man, just sit back and ride and just look around.
I think we're getting relaxed here today because we're doing traffic this morning. No traffic backing you up there. So no, we're excited to be here. We thank them for having us. This is up by my neck of the woods. So a short drive for me this morning, and with you, we got a lot to talk about today. Tomorrow is opening day of the baseball season. The Phillies and the Nationals. Elliot will join us later in the show. We'll get to the Daily Lock at 1 o'clock, and we have a great prize for you. But Hugh, I feel like every conversation that we've had about the Phillies the last 2 to 3 weeks, we really revved it up here for the start of the season. There's been there's like an elephant in the room, right? There's this thing that it's in the back of all of our minds. It's the conversation underneath the conversation, whether or not you're bullish on this team, either they're going to win the World Series, or you're a little concerned off of the way last year ended and the chase and all that kind of stuff. Hugh, everything we talk about with the lineup, with the team, with the expectations, it's all really a conversation about one guy. But on this show, we haven't had our conversation yet in the last few weeks about this guy. You know what I'm talking about, right?
Trey.
It's Trey. It's about Trey Turner. It all comes back to Trey Turner. When the Phillies signed him a few years ago, he was supposed to be the missing piece, right? They went to the World Series in 2022. They were the best team in the NL in the playoffs that year, and they were this close to winning the World Series. And Hugh, they did not. They didn't get there again with Trey Turner. In fact, they've gone backwards the last couple of years. He's been up, he's been down. When he's hot, he is as good as any hitter in baseball. When he is as cold, he's terrible. And we've seen both extremes in the first 2 years of his Phillies career. Plus, you have the whole defensive issues where he's not been a very good shortstop. 40 errors since he got here. But now we enter this season, and he's got to be good. And the question I think that really is on everyone's mind, and it's certainly on mine, is you expect different Trey Turner this season with the extra work at shortstop, and Hugh, obviously, they're trying to jumpstart him. That's what this leadoff thing's all about. They're trying to get the Trey that they signed to be that guy this year. Hugh Douglas, we're 1 day away from the season. I heard the camera say it this morning, and he's right on this. Turner is the X factor. Do you expect a different Trey Turner this season?
Yes, I do. I do for a number of reasons. We had a chance to talk to Trey when he first got here, Joe. And this is a guy who trains really hard. There's a guy that's really focused on his technique and everything that he did before he got here. Because we had a chance to ask him about how he trains and things of that nature. He knows he hasn't been what we've expected him to be since he's been here. I mean, he has to feel that. You know, there's been a lot of questions, whether it's direct or around the fringes, asked about his defense and his hitting and his chase rate and all that other good stuff, Joe. He has to feel the pressure. He even has to feel the pressure on his teammates. It's one of those things, like, you know, sometimes you go to work, like, for example,
There
when I
is.
knew I was about to get fired.
This one, I definitely, if you can get this one up too. If not, I'll come back and get it and start throwing that wall.
Because of 2 things. The way that I played and just the overall feeling when you walk into a room. It's almost like when you walk into a room and you know that you've been talked about. You don't know what's been said.
It's like it hovers in the air.
Yes, you don't know what's been said, but you know your name has come up in conversation 9 times out of 10. It's not really there. And I think that with the money that he's made and he's about to make, that people are having that conversation and they're trying to say it in the nicest way possible. Hey man, you got to get it going. So he has to feel that. He knows that they expect him to be the leadoff when he got here. You told the story the other day when he first got here. He was lead off for like 2 weeks. Then they stopped that. If he is the leadoff that we need him to be, it makes it a lot easier for everybody else. It makes the team a lot better, in my opinion.
Well, it would, and there's no question about that.
Yeah, I got like 4 or 5 people I got to call back
Here's where I'm at,
today.
and I think most
Let me
people
know
out
if
there
you're
know how I
interested.
felt about
Hey,
Trey Turner since he got here. I just don't think he's
Figure
worth
it
the money
out.
they paid him. And I don't think he's a great
I got a
player.
kitchen,
but
bathroom,
he also shouldn't be a bad
kitchen
player.
and
He should be an
bathroom.
asset. He
This
should
lady
be a
wants
really
frames,
good
I think
player.
she's selling
Not
now.
even make the All-Star team.
Chad, someone
There's
that's come do
still
the
something
countertops
left.
and everything.
And I know we talk about him as his best days are probably past him, but probably when he was in his 20s and his late 20s with the Nationals and Dodgers. But he's also not 37, Hugh. He's 31. Like, he should still have some good years left in him. But here's where I'm at. I'm not expecting, if he proves me wrong, I would love to sit here and have people call in and say, you doubted Trey Turner and he's back as an MVP. I'm just not holding my breath. I don't expect it. Now, do I hope that the move to lead off could get him to lock in and take some more pitches and see the ball coming out of his hand better and maybe he's less aggressive? I hope.
Because I messaged him and I was like, listen,
you live this life, and I
They
never
were
did.
thinking
But
about
I
cold
watch
colors
it.
and stuff. We can
I
definitely
question if
learn
an
that.
old dog can learn new tricks, right? I don't think he doesn't work hard. We watched him at spring training. We talked to him. I read all these articles coming out that he's working his butt off. I think Trey Turner works hard. I never thought it was a lack of effort from him. I just wonder if all the years of him being ingrained in he's an aggressive hitter and he is an instinctual player on defense. I don't think he uses mind as much as his athleticism on defense.
What's up,
He
babe?
gets in trouble sometimes.
Double tap that screen, y'all.
I've watched him play for 2
And
years.
follow
He's
or
been up, he's been
subscribe to
down.
Contractor Guy.
And defensively,
It's my business page. I'm gonna start posting jobs on there all the time. Once I get more followers and stuff, or subscribers, I'm gonna do lives on there.
I can't expect it anymore. 215-592-9494. It is interesting though when we go to shortstops in Philadelphia. There's two that we talked about, right? It's Larry Bowen back in the day, and then of course it was Jimmy Rollins. Their opinions carry a little weight as they should. They're great players, but certainly they were both great defensive players in the shortstop position. And J-Roll was a tremendous all-around player and an MVP at one point. Let's listen to J-Roll with John Clark talking about the leadoff spot and why he wants it to be Trey Turner. Maybe they might have years Jimmy Rollins.
How's the day going, babe?
Great question. Phillies team, I like the traditional lineup of having the speed up top and not striking it
If you're
down
still in there, I can't even see if anyone's in there.
Good job there. Brother, go please.
Talking to Madison. How's your day going, babe?
I would like to see you get a chance to base, run the bases, put pressure on for the big boys, and Bryce gets up there and scores, hit those bombs. That's what I would like, but I don't make those decisions. That's above my pay grade.
So it is above J-Roll's pay grade, but his opinion counts. And Hugh, it does sound like starting tomorrow, because they'll face a lefty, we're going to see a good amount of Trey at the leadoff spot. So one of the questions really is, do you think that's going to make a difference, right? It's the same guy, same player, same person. But it seems like the Phillies think moving him up from 2 to 1 could get him to be a better version of himself.
Yeah, and with that, if he's that guy that can get forward, right, he's not typically that. And I think the biggest thing that they're trying to do with him, if I may be allowed to say this, is just get away. Get away. Keep it real simple because we've seen times, and there's been times since he's been here where, he's up there and he's, I guess for lack of a better way of saying,
The ball's 3 feet outside.
No, and I think that it's the pressure's different because I think at the leadoff spot, the pressure is more on making contact and getting on base. That's kind of like what we wanted Rojas to do last. Hey man, just make contact. Somebody's on base, make contact, get on base. And that should, I would imagine, that should be simple for him. For as long as he's been playing, getting some experience, utilize his speed, and we know what Schwarber brings to the table. We know what he does. And one of the callers said it yesterday, or the other day. He said, it's great to have a single home run, but it would be nice to have that with guys on base. So that's what you want. That's what they're trying to get. They're trying to change things.
Here's some glasses, Mike.
I think that goes a long way to being.
Oh, there they are. Oh, he's put them on the wall.
Well, it could, and it really could be something that pushes the Phillies from good to great. Because they weren't just being the fourth Trey Turner down. They were in the World Series, and the expectation was they'd become a great team, get over the hump with Trey Turner. That hasn't happened yet. 215-592-9490. Now, another part of the equation here is when they signed Trey Turner, and he has regretted his career, he's been a tremendous athlete, a runner, one of the best stolen base guys in baseball. But he hasn't run that much since he got here. In fact, last year he barely ran at all. There's a lot of thought that putting him in the leadoff spot will free him up to run. Let's hear Jimmy Rollins on that. The idea is that he's hitting a top of the lineup. Maybe we'll get the full version of Trey Turner.
But when he's on base, that kind of slows Trey down, for obvious reasons. And why not turn those home runs to 2 and 3 with home runs? And I know.
He got the bigness, right? Back in the day, he was 54 times he attempted a stolen base. 52, 40, 37, 30, 30, 30, 23. I mean, it's steadily declining how often he attempts to run. Is that because Schwarber was ahead of him in the lineup, or is he just getting older and he doesn't want to push it as much. I don't know the answer.
He kind of hurt. He got a little tweak. He had a little tweakage.
Last year he had the hamstring issue,
Yeah.
which that may have contributed. But it was declining before that, right? He used to run 50 plus times a year, and then the last 2 years before last year, it dropped to 30. So there's some people that I think anticipate he's going to steal 40 bases hitting the leadoff. I don't know if he's going to run that.
I thought he was going to be a 50. I remember having that conversation.
I know.
I look at it more like this, Joe. And I think it was more of him just trying to find his comfort level and trying to focus on other aspects of his game that were lacking. So with that, it kind of hindered the running game because he was too busy. You know, you talked about a lot how his errors at shortstop really hurt him a lot, and his defense hurt him a lot. So it feels more to me because he still has speed. He's still has speed.
Yeah.
So that I don't think that's an issue. I think more than anything, probably was in his head, and he was more trying to just stay focused on the fundamental parts of his game, and that kind of lacked a little bit. But I would think that, just like J-Rose said, J-Rose, as a matter of fact, J-Rose, I used to pick J-Rose's brain a lot about baseball, so I hear everything that he is saying. He was echoing the same thing to me back in the day. And J-Rose, bro, he had those wheels. So I think that with him at the top of the order, the mentality and the mindset changes because you are that guy that they're expecting to put pressure on the pitcher.
Man, as you know, with J-Roll, but we played the butts there. The more that we're past the J-Roll era, I miss watching him
Man,
play.
he can roll.
I appreciate, so he was always a tremendous player. I appreciate him play, but Hugh, he hit and he played defense. He was a great defensive shortstop.
I remember some of the stories he would tell about the different nuances at playing shortstop and how much stuff is, even though you don't know it, but so much stuff was going on where he was playing and he had to see like the little signs.
Smart player.
And and I was just sitting there and it was almost like he was teaching me a master class in baseball, and I was just sitting there soaking it up. Tremendous amount of respect to Bill.
215-592-9494. Do you expect a different Trey Turner this season? It is clearly the X factor for this Phillies team. What they're getting out of Trey, what kind of player he is. Can he be great again? We've seen flashes. I mean, after the ovation in 23, he got red hot. Last year, first half, he was red hot, but everything else has been a lot of down, poor shortstop play, hasn't run as much. Look, I'm not expecting it. I hope, like everybody else, that he's the Trey Turner they signed, and I would love to say I'm not, and I doubt the player that still has greatness left in him. I don't expect it. Hugh does. Where do you come down? 215-592-9494. Kyle back in the studio as we get ready for opening day tomorrow. Do you expect a different Trey this season?
I'm where you're at in that I hope, obviously, but I don't expect it. I think Trey just is what he is at this point, and not an awful player. Sometimes I think we go a little bit too far with how people talk about Trey. Like, he doesn't suck. He's just not what we paid for it, and he's not what we need him to be at this point. Like, he is what he is defensively, right? That's a below average at best shortstop. But I think we've seen the best of him in his career as a hitter and as a Phillies hitter. Like, they can push the leadoff button with him all they want. I'm just going to have to believe it when I see it. I just see a declining player offensively in Trey Turner. So, I don't know. As you can tell, I'm clearly brimming with confidence with Trey Turner this year.
I can feel it. It's oozing through the radio.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I can't go into the season and lie to everybody and say that I expect to see a better and new version of Trey Turner. I'm not there.
215-592-9494.
Hold on a second, y'all.
And this is why I believe in it, because as an athlete, man, you always look at the past. You look at the performance of the previous season, and you say, okay, I need to get back here. And I can't imagine with his work ethic and the way that he trains and everything, that he was okay with the way that he trained.
You know what he needs to do more than anything? He needs to find a way to get the low lows to not be as low. Because he still has stretches. He had it, obviously, after the ovation in 23, and he had the first half last week to make the All-Star team, where he looks like the old Trey Turner, maybe I should say the young Trey Turner. He looks like that guy still for periods of time. But then when he goes in the tank, my goodness, he goes to the tank. I'm looking at his numbers last year, first half, second half. First half, he's obviously an all-star. I mean, you pointed out, he was hitting .349 in the first half of the season. And then from then on, after the all-star break, He was brutal. He hit 349 before the All-Star game, 247 afterwards.
But to be fair, I mean, I know he's the guy that we're looking at that makes a lot of money. But a lot of guys, a bunch of guys on that team last year kind of slumped at the halfway mark during the course of the season. So, but I understand that he's the guy that you look at because of his defense and everything else. And, you know, he was the newest member of the squad. But they all
Make shoveling easy, guys. Get a DeWalt shot.
For Kevin in Westchester's up on WIP. What's up, Kevin?
Serrated edge. Go, go.
Kevin, what are you feeling for?
What do you got?
Is that your shovel?
Yeah, yep. The one serrated edge.
It's got the edge? What's it? Ah, yeah.
It's decent. I had the mini version was like this long.
Yeah.
It was fucking brand new. I don't know what happened to it. I think I left it on a job. On accident.
In the first half, he came back from the injury and then some.
No, absolute bounce back here for him. Phillies are, I'm going to sound like an absolute Phillies fan here. Phillies are going back to the dance. They're going back to the World Series. Bounce back here for Scott. Bryce Harper was, 6 in MVP vote. Then you got the dog, Wheeler at the mound. Let's go Phillies.
Well, I love Kevin, I love the optimism. And look, I'm with you on Bryce. I'm with you on Wheeler. Those guys are great players. Kevin, good phone call. And I do think Stott's going to bounce back. I mean, we had Stott on with us in spring training last week, and he talked through what he was going through.
I remember the first job I did with you, dude. I had that shit all over my hands. My shit was fire. It got in a couple cuts I had, like on my fingers and shit, and it wouldn't let those fucking cuts heal for a while. You don't want to fuck with that. That acid, boy. Miriati. Miriati. Miriati.
Young players, they figure it out and they do it great. Yeah, 31. He's going to be 32 during the season. 215-592-9494. That is how you hop aboard here. Do you expect a different Trey Turner this year? It sounds like the Phillies think putting him at leadoff will help get the best version, and I'll believe it when I see it. Here's believing this one. Your calls on that when we come back. When we get set up for Heath Booth, a great prize today. And we'll hear a few things from Trey Turner from the offseason on leading off and what he took from his performance at the end of the season. 215-592-9494. It's the Midday Show. Sports Radio 94 WIP.
A new season, a new shot at glory. The 2025 campaign begins. Listen as the Phillies take on their rivals in a battle that will set the tone for the entire season. He has got it! Tomorrow, Phillies Nationals. Leading off starts at 3. Sponsored by Nissan. Nissan makes cars that thrill. Shop NissanUSA.com. The first pitch is at 4:05. Then stick around for the final out. Your exclusive home for Phillies baseball.
Sometimes it feels like the world is moving at hyperspeed and you can't keep up because it's one thing but another. Don't forget to leave them overpass or run a reservation or things. You get into
Discount double check.
San Milano and you feel the breeze from the panoramic moonroof while the massaging seats melt away the tension of the day. And you realize that sometimes the greatest rush is not rushing at all. Shop the all-new Milano at NissanUSA.com. You may want to be sitting down for this. ADT, a leader in home security, is teaming up with Google, a leader in technology for a deal that's twice as nice. That's twice the peace of mind, twice the next-gen protection. Now you can stand up. With this deal, you can keep tabs on your home from virtually anywhere. Go for a run or a date night or just stay home and feel the protection wash over you. Cozy, right? Get all the details at ADT.com. When every second counts, count on ADT.
Sunco gives you more coverage for whatever you need. From a jet battery to a flat tire to a fender bender. And you get 24/7 help and fast claims with the Geico app. It's a total car coverage combo. Kind of like the combination of EDM, death metal, and street gas. Whatever you need, get more with Geico. Pro Savings Days are back at Lowe's with limited time savings from Major Appliances. Plus, save an additional $100 on every $1,000 you spend on select Major Appliances. And don't miss your chance to activate and earn 3 times the points on select DeWalt and Klein tools. Lowe's, we help, you save. Valid for 328. Selection varies by location. While supplies last. See associate or Lowe's.com for more details on qualifying items.
The world is your jackpot at Borgata Hotel Casino and Spa. Join the $1 million World Beginnings drawing. Play and earn entries now through April for your chance at over $1 million in prizes, including $10,000 and $25,000 vacation packages. Join every Saturday for grand prize winners March 29th and April 26th. The world is your jackpot at Borgata Hotel Casino and Spa. $1 million World Beginnings. Only at Borgata. Local community. Daily voting call 100.
Proudly presents the Wichita Gun Show, April 12th and 13th at the Wichita Sports Complex on Kohler Drive in Wichita. If you're ready to buy, sell, or trade firearms in a safe, welcoming environment, our Wichita Gun Show is the perfect choice. Come out and shop for firearms, accessories, or one-of-a-kind gifts. You're sure to find just what you're looking for. The Wichita Gun Show, April 12th and 13th at the Wichita Hoop Sports Complex on Kohler Drive in Wichita. Doors open at 9 a.m. Visit maxshows.com and get your tickets today.
There are a lot of builders, designers, and
I thought it was
contractors
like gonna
working
say
hard.
like somewhere close
Here's a
by.
way to make your job
I would
a
have
bit
went to
easier.
that. I've
Maybe
been
it's a
looking
big
for them
show.
because when you go to the joint, you can like literally build what you build it how you want it. You can like check out all the vendors.
They just have no
They got them for super cheap, and you could put a freaking AR pistol together for like $500 a nice one.
Yeah.
You might pay a nice little bit on the optics.
Prepare the client with the ideal appliances while
Yeah,
ensuring
yeah.
they fit the required specs. With over 100 brands comfortably
Yeah,
displayed
you
in
gotta.
their
If you sell firearms, you gotta be at FSL, I think.
every option.
You gotta be able to do background checks.
And of course, everything is at the lowest price possible thanks to Price Assurance. They'll do it all for you. Installation,
It's like a
delivery,
system you
and
use
more.
or something.
Rest assured, the
I was
National
asking the
Appliance
guy,
Warehouse team will make you look great.
when we
NationalApplianceWarehouse.com.
when we got our AR
Showroom in
pistols,
tax-free Wilmington and
and
Middletown, Delaware today.
because I was
And as
asking him, I
always,
was like,
Tom Fritz
I want to fucking get
this
that.
spring,
Be able to do that. You know what I mean?
Essentials during Spring Starts event at the Home Depot. Find everything you need to bring more convenience, entertainment, and
The
security.
dude, we went to his home, like his actual house. He had freaking
Doorbells,
boxes,
thermostats, lights, and
guns.
more.
He had like crap and people's guns like that. Because like if you buy it out of state, they have to ship it to wherever state you live in, and then you pick it up for a certified firearm dealer. FSL.
Sometimes it feels like
That's
the
like how
world
you
is looking at
sign
hyperspeed
over,
and you can't
too.
keep up because it's one thing
You
and
can go
another.
to
It's like a meeting and yoga class at the university.
But they had personal people that do it for a little cheaper.
You get into the
And that dude, he does it right out of his house. He's a huge house. Like, you know, like the Brandywine 100 house? The fucking like $1 million house and shit.
and you realize that
He lives
sometimes
in
the
like
greatest
nice
rush is not
nice
rushing at all.
room. It's like right by
Shop
the
your
yeah,
online at
it's 8 days right
everythingsafe.com.
next to the front door. Like tactical 8K. Like,
Panoramic
with a
view.
big, I think it was like a 50-round magazine, not a drum. The long.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I was like, damn, he's ready for a motherfucker. He had a shotgun that was like an 8-page style too, with a magazine like that. It holds like freaking like 30 rounds or maybe.
Pro Savings Days are back at Lowe's with limited time savings on supplies.
I saw it the other day.
Get up to 40% off select
This
major
guy,
appliances. Plus,
he's
save
like,
an additional $100 on every $1,000 you
network
spend
we
on
got.
select major appliances.
He got
And don't miss your chance to
shotgun
activate and
pump
earn
style
3 times the points on
AR-15, so it doesn't have a charging handle in the back, where like you pull it in the back like this. You know what I mean? It has the in the front. Yeah, I've never seen it before. Look, apparently you can convert it over like that. And it's easier because if you get a jam, you don't gotta do all that. And it injects the fucking the dead round or the dud, whatever it is. Like, they like said it's like better for women, not like in a sexist way, but like when it jams up, it's injected around. I want to get one of them. The charging handles are a bitch, dude. Especially like in a quick situation.
You're sure to find just what you're looking
One of the real goats, videographer dudes for the baby. The CEO, the dude Rico, he's from Wichita. He played football. I think he played college football. Yeah, for a little bit. Wichita State or something.
Sterling Limousine and Transportation Service today. They were kind enough to be the winning bid for the Eagles Radiothon benefiting the Eagles Autism Foundation. So we get to be here today doing our show. Excited to do there in Wrightstown, Pennsylvania. If you need to ride somewhere, they do everything, including bringing you Douglas to work.
Brought me to work, man. It was a joyful ride, man. It was fun. I said that nice little SUV, limo SUV. It was in the captain chairs. Nice. Oh man, I tell you, it's nice to see captain chairs in the back seat.
That's not what you get to do.
No, not every day, not every day. No, that's all the people that drive them nice big old SUVs.
Yeah, the shout out to Phillies for having us. 215-592-9494. That's how you hop board. Do you expect a different Trey Turner this season as the Phillies seemingly are challenging him a little bit with the extra work at shortstop and making it clear that, hey, if he doesn't play well, he wasn't shortstop forever. Dave DeBrowski told the morning show a couple weeks ago. How about this? Early on in the poll, do you expect a different Trey Turner this season? We got close to a 50-50 split. 52% yes, 48% no on this one. I do not expect it. Look, I hope like everyone else that he has a great season and is an MVP candidate. I think those days are over for him, and I don't expect that. Let's hear it from Trey talking about the idea of hitting leadoff this coming season.
What are your thoughts on possibly leading off? And you and Swover talked about it, you and Rob talked about it. What are the thoughts there?
I mean, I think we're all in the same boat. I think we got a lot of guys that can do a lot of different things, and we just want to win. So at the end of the day, we'll do whatever's asked of us. I don't think it's necessarily set in stone that I'm leading off per se yet, but for me, it's always been fun for me. I think I like scoring runs. I think I can score runs with the best of them. When I'm on the field, I'm healthy. I can impact the game in a bunch of different ways. So if that's what they want me to do, I'm happy to do it. I've done it early in my career, and I like putting pressure on the other team.
Well, and that's what we would love for him to do. We'll see if he actually runs in the leadoff spot. And when he said that audio was from about a month ago. He didn't know that he was going to be leadoff hitter. We know this now. Phillies are going to have two leadoff hitters. We Trey against lefties, Schwarber against righties at least to start the season. The interesting part is tomorrow they're going to face the lefties. Right? So we're going to see the experiment on day one. Right? If they were facing a righty, it would look more like last year. Because Schwarber would be the leadoff guy. But because it's a lefty tomorrow, we get to see the Trey Turner leadoff thing. Boom, we're opening.
So with y'all, if you're in here, comment something and double tap the screen.
Me being a former athlete, you always want to start the season small. Like, you just want to, like the small, like, hey, I just want to get a base hit. Start from there and take from there. And that kind of gets the ball rolling. Get yourself in a position where you're comfortable with where you are, and then just build off of that.
So Trey also was asked, about the end of the season last year, what happened? And listen to his response. I thought this was interesting. I'm not saying it's a crazy thing. I mean, he might not be the only one. It struck me how he responded here when asked about how last year ended and kind of moving forward into this season.
What stood out to you?
I didn't watch those. A lot of the similarities of just, early here, one career. Similar things, just trying a little too hard and wanting to do too much at times, and then it just kind of, snowballs and just, it's not good, consistent baseball that I want to play personally, so, obviously that's really good stretches, but it's those, downtrend.
Discount, double check.
Trying a little too hard and wanting to do too much at times, and then it just kind of snowballs and just.
Right. Get it right. Get it right. Get it right.
It's those downtrend that are real bad versus
What do you make
won or lost. You watch the film, you make corrections, right? That's football.
Yeah.
And I know baseball's different. They're not going to watch every single at bat every day. You know, there's so many of them. But him saying he didn't go back and watch his struggles from September and October, I would think if I was him, I want to see what am I doing wrong here? Like, oh, my elbow's up a little bit. Like, mechanically, maybe he picked out something like, hey, that's what wrong. Kind of strikes me as weird that he wouldn't go back and look at his worst to see why it wasn't his best.
You know what's funny? And I would say in football, you have no choice. You gotta watch it, even when it's bad. But I'll equate it to something that even to this day I feel like I don't have to listen to my voice when you have to go in and listen to the coach. Thank you, Kyle. I knew you were going to do that. Leave the Kyle to keep me in the but early in my career, I used to hate, I still a lot. I like to and I remember it was when Jim Boyd and you found it. It was because I was hitting my deal and I was, the correction and things like that. We've all things. So I kind of switched that because you always feel like you made a great man. So with the football, when we had bad things, I had bad things. I hated watching the film because I needed to say, well, I say that the thing that got me kind of highlighted because it's never always bad. It's not bad, but it's never bad. To me, when we talked to each other many years ago, he struck me as a very, very prideful person.
Yeah, and even when he was on the afternoon a few weeks ago, right when they were down there and they had him this year, he does. I think he is prideful, and I hope he takes all this as a challenge. Because the way I view it, it's challenging not to be great at this.
That's what I think it is too. That's why I believe he's going to be better. See, a lot of times, for those who did not play that way, those that might not understand what he's saying, actually internalize a lot of things. We have a strong sense of self. And it's funny, the irony is like, for example, I'm pretty sure we've all seen the Twitter beef between Asante Samuel and Shane Sharp and Deion Sanders. Now, I don't know what side you're on.
Asante Samuel, that was my boy.
Who?
Asante Samuel.
Because that's what every athlete has.
In his prime, he was decent.
They're not aware of what's being said about you.
This guy was nasty.
Because that's what actually creates you up. So I feel strongly about him and his ability to bounce back.
So I hope you are, and I use this for the most of the life of my son. I don't care about that. I feel like arrogant for how good he is. So that's how you get it. So with that, you don't have to be open to the I know that, but this guy is 57, and he's been maybe the best athlete everywhere he showed up, 57. And he's still a great athlete. But obviously what he did last year, the year before, it's not working the same way as it used to. So he's got to make changes. And if he doesn't, I think he's a good athlete. I think if you want him to be better, he's going to be better. If you want him to be better, he's going to be better. Like, now in the field, you won 5-5-2, 94-92. Do you expect to demonstrate better this season? Yeah, you know the kid is on WFP. What's up, Jeff?
2 days in a row on the final.
Wow, this might be a record. This might be our record.
I think it is. Offense able speaks the truth, but it's nice getting validated what I've been saying for the last year about the leadoff situation. Except, I don't think Trey Turner has what it takes to be a leadoff hitter as far as the first goes. He has to be, total bases in general have been down over the last 10 or 15 years. But there's two schools of thought. One is you put Trey Turner in the leadoff spot and you tell him that's your spot, take care of it. The other school is you got to get down the lineup, further down the lineup, and work your way back to the leadoff spot. You really want to be the leadoff spot. And he did not give himself a ringing endorsement when asked that question. He kind of was like, too many of these guys just seem like, man, yeah, we'll figure it out. We'll see what happens. Blah 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 blah. Like nobody's really put their foot down and saying this is my spot, except for our. And that doesn't have that mentality doesn't work out. Like a leadoff hitter should. If lower part of the order and make it work its way back. How could you expect him to do it all?
And it's funny, it's almost like they're promoting him with the hope that he succeeds instead of waiting for him to succeed, promoting him. It's almost like, hey, we're going to elevate you and cross that we do it.
So he doesn't even know.
I don't know. I don't know what he's doing. He didn't watch what he did wrong last year.
Don't know. I just know that if he does what a golf hitter does, because he has such good speed, and he doesn't, well, he needs to strike out. Striking out 1/3 left and still have 90-something strikeouts. Why would I want a 90 strikeout hitter in the leadoff spot?
Yeah, and he also he missed a bunch of games. So if he played all the games, although he struck out less percentage, he still would have struck out, 120 if he played more games with the because he had a good last year.
I did like the one caller after Chris was talking about all these guys coming back from injury. I was like, okay, you didn't get a second shot. You didn't get a second shot.
We'll forgive you, and you're right about that.
You get a free iPad. You get a free iPad. Hey, I wish I was there. When they were giving out Rolexes. You get a Rolex.
I'm not gonna. There's some kid in the back in the day. He's from Claymont. He used to live right about Harvey Road. And, he used to together, but he was on Oprah. Talking about he was addicted to drugs. I didn't watch the show, but I just so happened to be over school and watched him one day. And he was on there. I was like, you gotta be shitting.
Isn't Oprah like ain't she on some filthy shit? Isn't her name like in the Diddy and
oh maybe
that scene, the situation you seen? I thought they were saying something about that. Like she went out to his island before a couple times or something like that. It's freaking weird, dude. Weird, man.
Yeah, you know what? When I was riding in this morning, I was thinking, we get a lot of heat for these clues, man.
A lot.
Y'all are relentless in the media.
Rude.
It's not.
It's not like when I say Trey is not really a shortstop. That's justified. No, it might be
it's not, but it's a little mean spirited, man. Y'all hurt my feelings just a little bit.
So with y'all. What's up with y'all? Ow. Ow.
It's different than the phone call yesterday because y'all got mad at me about that. So here's a good clue. Now this is a
Stop being a bitch and comment.
so y'all gotta pay attention. Listen to it right now. Y'all ready? They ready, Kyle? Are they ready? Should I give them a little bit more time or should they get ready? I don't know. All right, if you say if they give you ask you if they're ready, about 3 more times, maybe a little bit. Okay, y'all ready? Listen. Famous trio that used to be a foursome.
What's your clue? All right. So a
Famous trio that used to be a foursome.
Okay.
Used to be 4 members, but now it's 3.
Okay, famous trio
In their face.
that used to be a foursome. You know what? I actually appreciate today because you took the limousine up here, right? You took the ride up here today. You got to workshop this whole thing before you even got to know this. You didn't have to worry about hiding and that.
I find it hilarious how certain things. And I told
Discount, double check.
95. This ain't my first rodeo. This is not the first time that I've ridden up 95. But this was the first time that I noticed that there was oil.
You know, when you're not driving, you see different things.
That's true. And it's a big old pile of dirt. It was just cool to see. It just take in the scenery during the rush hour. It was pretty cool to see that.
Yeah, well, I'm glad you were able to do it and get the ride up here. There's more from that today. 215-592-9400. Your guess is there for Houston. The winner today when you get it, a $100 gift card to Sunoco. Let's get back to the phone line here. You expect a different trade turner this season. Hey, what's up, Pat? So, you know, Patty, we didn't ask that question, but the doors are open. I mean, they're open for business here. So, Patty wants to come. It's shaped like a barn. Patty, what do you feel in this story? Trey Turner, you expect him to be different this year?
I do. I need everyone to be healthy. You know, Harper, he has to go over and let's see what he do there. Thank you, Trey Turner. But I have a suggestion of what they should do with this.
Oh, what is it?
It is put him in front of the king of getting into double plays, Castellanos. And that's where he should be. And always feel second, although that's hard with Castellanos. Those are the first pitch every time. But the problem with him being in front of Harper is that he said this, and I believe him. He feels like he's taking the bat out of Harper's hand if he feels second, because they'll just intentionally walk him.
Yeah, that's a good way, Patty. It's a good point. Also, some hitters, I don't know if Bryce is like this, but some hitters don't love when a runner is running while they're hitting, like it distracts them in their vision. So there's also that, like, I'm not, that might be another part of it. That maybe he doesn't want to distract Bryce as he's hitting. It is, but it's at least, I mean, these guys, they're.
I would say this. That's a lot of thinking for the guys that said they go to the play low feet.
Yeah.
And they play. That's
Some of
a whole
them.
lot of thinking.
Yeah, I do think you're outside the box idea, Patty, of the Castellanos idea, because he does. Him and Bolton do ground into a lot of double plays. If Turner could steal and we avoid those, I'd be into that idea.
Yeah.
Patty, what do you got for us? A guess for Houston Blues this morning. What do you think?
I needed more time to think, and I don't even know the math on this one, but all I could come up with is surviving president.
Surviving president. Patty, not it. But we're looking for a famous that you uncovered was actually at one point I guess a quartet. Is that what you say?
Yeah, it was a quartet.
Foursome quartet. Which one do you like better? Foursome or quartet?
It just sounds weird. I would have rolled him until he told me no. I just.
You walked right into it. Well, I mean, we left him today, so he can do assault. Yeah, right. John in Langhorne is up. What's up, John? John?
Hey, when it comes to Trey, man, I don't know what to expect. I want to expect him to hit what it says on the back of his baseball card. If he does that, we're fine, right? Also, I want to quote a famous philosopher that I would like to take credit for, and I was going to say that if you do what you did, you're going to get what you got. And if the Phillies keep rolling out the same lineup order, they're going to get what they got. Just like after we
Are these cool down here?
What's that, bud?
Are these cool in here?
I'm sorry, 2008.
I'd leave them out.
Leave 'em out?
The same team for 3 years, and each year it got worse and worse and worse until they had to
Because
blow
it's
it
a
up.
lot. I'd rather have to throw those
Well,
away
I
than
did,
throw
and
away
when
dirt.
players get older,
So less amount of dirt, the better.
Funny you said that, John, with the back of the baseball card, because I agree with you. Right? It's how it's supposed to work. Yeah, if he is the player he's supposed to be or has been, we'll be fine. He'll be fine. I just wonder, what trade do we have now, right? Because, like, you look at his baseball card before he got to Philadelphia, John, and it was a 302 batting average and an 842 OPS, and he stole a lot of bases. That's great. Since he got here, though, he was a 279 hitter with a 791 OPS, right? So if he's the back of his baseball card before he got to Philadelphia, that's a darn good player. If it's the one here, it's like, that's not great. Yeah, I mean, exactly. Totally.
I hear you. That's it, brother.
You got, or give us a guess, John. What do you got? It's famous trio.
Are we talking musical?
You can't tell. I mean maybe, but we can't get that. I just didn't know it anymore. Yeah, John.
I got nothing, man. I got nothing.
All right, John, you got it. Sorry. I apologize. I'm trying to give you a surprise here. You gonna get roasted pretty quick?
That's a good clue.
I know, but John had no answer. That's on you.
Okay, I'm sorry, John, but I said a famous trio. Think about it. Think outside the box. Like think about trios. Think about potential trios. I'll take one off the board for you.
Chase Utley, Jim Tomey.
Yeah, there were 3 of them, right? I know 4.
Well,
it was
you're the one that tried to take it off the board. You don't even know.
It was a joke, yes.
Okay.
look, it goes off the board too. That but then they went to three.
Yeah, but you're looking for trios.
Yeah, but they used to be. They were three, and they used to be four, but now.
So that would have worked.
Yeah, that would have worked. I was right. The Supreme. I was right. See, I was right. It used to be four though. I don't get something in the fight. No, I was right. Okay. I'll take another one off the board. TLC used to be four people, but
Stop taking answers off the board.
I'm just trying to.
I feel like it's the morning show. You're taking the answers off the board.
I feel kind of bad because the first person he asked a question. You can't ask those kind of questions. You would.
We're gonna get you in his feelings all day. Now, I actually think this is a really interesting one when we finally land on the answer. 215-592-9494. That's how you hop aboard on this Wednesday, 1 day away. You got Phillies fever here? You guys
Phillies fever. Not that strong, but so I'll tell you what. Yesterday,
lots of more. You better get ready.
Yesterday when I picked up my credentials and walked into the ballpark, I did get a little excited. Except for the lady that I was trying to park, she parked. But like I'm driving this big ass truck. And she pulled up right, like she pulled up so close. Hey, it's kind of like give me some room to maneuver.
Yeah, it was a small area to park.
Yeah.
Go ahead. We go there. It felt like spring. There's people come there. It makes you feel like, man, we're really close to baseball. 215-592-9494. Here's what we're going to come up on the show. A lot here. Elliot's going to join us. Elliot has been on. Elliot's having a solid week.
I saw one of those tweeters he did.
He's got a lot. So we gotta go after Elliot for some of this stuff. Some of it I will answer. Kind of spawned the afternoon show discussion. But we'll get to Elliot on all things here with his takes. And we're about a month away from the NFL draft. Eagles draft and Vision. Talk to Elliot about that. Daily Mock at 1 o'clock coming up later in the show. We won't get to the John Tortorella audio that everyone's been talking about today because, I mean, that guy just sounds like he's trying to get himself fired here. It's like he wants out.
Trying.
Yeah, he wants to do a pretty damn good job. Yeah, he might. All right, back to the calls in the side on Trey Turner. Do you expect a different Trey this season? Your guess is for Hughes Blues and more from J-Ray on Trey at the leadoff spot and whether or not he might change his approach at the plate. Is that fair to expect, or is this who he is? We'll talk about it next. 215-592-94. It's the Midday Show on Sports Radio 94 WIP.
Spring is in the air, people. About time to take those cooking and grilling outside. It's time to go outside and start cooking. That's what it is. That's what I'm trying to say. Picture this. You're in the backyard. A juicy marinated tenderloin is on the grill from Hatfield, and over on the flat top, you got some bacon sizzling to perfection. That's what I'm talking about. Longer days and great food with family. Visit Hatfield.com for recipes and retail locations near you, and put some Hatfield.
Big old block, spin the block. Push it on Fox. Fox 13 gang. I can't see shit. Exotic Glocks will spin the block.
doing? Good, good. Yeah, I see him pull up. He's in the house. Yeah. Yep. Oh, do you? Okay. Yeah, so I got to fix the divots for you then, bud. I got to shot one. You this long you go? Yeah, I'm probably going to do it tomorrow or Friday. I'm going to pick up hospital. I'll bring a little bit of that down. What you think, Blake? What else? I'm hoping to wrap up that. I got warm up a little ramp, cut back into there, and I've set steps on before and that. Probably the beginning of next week, and then I got the full little pad there. I think they're all that. I know you like to get all kinds of right. And the direct colony, we're working on that. Yeah. Hey, Michael. Yeah, I was quiet. How you doing? I'm good. Talking to your contractor here. Welcome to my backyard project. I love it, man. I love it. It's a work in progress. But yeah, so, I can clear out anything out in here that's in your way. I gotta clear it out anyway. I'll work around you, brother. And we'll work it in our out, and then yeah, I'll fill it in the track on for you. Yeah. But yeah, see with the marking, like it's left marking in the mark. And then, but look how this is ready. The knee was ready, plus the front is ready.
Did you camp that underneath?
I walked on it.
Yeah, we should need to do it like really good. Here.
I stomped on the edges.
Yeah, that's not good enough. Yeah, we gotta get that out, get it out of the tank. I mean, at least dig a little bit out at least. Where's that pipe? You guys said don't come up any harder than the pipe. Yeah, it's gotta come out. At least over there, that's gotta come out. We'll figure this out.
So
No harder than the pipe. Yeah, so.
Oh, okay. I thought you meant just right here where the pipe is.
No, yeah, no harder than the pipe all the way down. Cause I gotta run that pipe down there. And then it's gotta be tamped real good for that. Because if not, when we pour the concrete, then that thing's gonna sink. Alright, let me figure out what we really need to keep and start hosting some of this shit out of here. When you're backfilling something like a wall or anything, you generally do 1 foot lifts. Come up 1 foot high and tamp the shit out of it. And do another foot. I mean, since it's only like a couple feet by here, you know what I mean? Like, we'll just do like two courses. So, but that's for sure because we got the pipe there. So, all right.
It comes out every May. Okay. Put it over the summer, take off.
Nice because we only got to form up one side really. I mean, because we're gonna use the concrete as the other side. So. The most from here. So 3 foot. Right. Yeah, I think I come up to the top, so we can do that then. 2 foot. Come down, we'll say 2 foot of work. Maybe, or it might be over there too. Check back in the truck first. What is that? It might be over. There might be some stuff.
Oh, there it is. I brought this in case you wanted to do it.
Yeah. Alright, let's see. That'll work. So we'll keep this. Get a 2-footer. That will work. Let's see how long. That'll work right here. That's gonna be our ramp. Steps. Foot.
Every day. Dude.
Your fingers?
Splinter went through the glove.
Oh shit. Damn.
Yeah, it's fucking still in there. Fuck. I think it's so fucking
7.
every day, dude.
Minus that. So hold on, we can break that into 4, right? 2 foot 7. 7, 14. All right, hold on. 7. 43. 31. That sounds better. 31. All right, 7.5, 15. 15:30. So maybe I can go 8, 16:32. That's what I'll do. 8, 16:32. It'll really be 7 3/4. 7 3/4 down. So 3'1", so 38.
Through the glove, boy.
You say? Yeah, you might be able to get that. I got needle noses if not. That's probably not gonna grab him, dude. I just don't grab too well like that. Yeah, you gotta go in the truck and back. 31.
Ah, dang.
Ooh, did you get it? Did you get it?
Yeah.
I don't see it. Oh, the cut?
No.
Oh shit, yeah, that's a fucking big fucker there.
It went through the glove, and when I went to take the glove off, I had to pull the wood through the fucking glove. Yeah, that was a good one. If I didn't have the gloves on, it really got me.
Alright, where was I just looking at? I'll finish these fucking things. I'll just cut this bitch down. 31. All right, so yeah, he's back filling. I'm gonna run out and get the conduit now, and then so I can do that and fill it the rest of the way up. So I cleaned up everything that the concrete splattered.
Yeah, I didn't
off
stand on it yet. I feel bad. So can I stand on it?
Oh, for sure. Yeah,
Fantastic.
absolutely. So I'm gonna come back at the very end to do one final cleaning. The brick, I mean, I got the majority off of it, but I'm gonna have to do it without diluting it to get the rest of it off. So I'll come back at the end to do that at the very, won't put on everything, do one final cleaning, come through, and that'll do whatever's on the brick.
I was looking at the lines you put in there. I thought you said you were gonna put like more lines in. I thought you put one this way, like.
Yeah, I put 2 joints across it up. So generally, they say you can go to exceed no more than 20 feet. They recommend 15. Yeah. I did it, yeah. So I mean, you definitely had to get one. You technically probably didn't even. It's gonna crack if you don't. So I put one in both ways. Yeah. No, I didn't want to do.
I mean, I'm fine with what you did. I just assumed I was gonna see more.
So I can. Here's the thing: is there's a couple spots that could be potentially suspect. I'm gonna cut that one in there with a grinder right here. Because anywhere there's a corner, there's potential. But also where that brick wall is there with that corner. Yeah. So where that comes in. So I could do another joint right off that and come toward the house if you want. It wouldn't be even.
No, I'm fine with the way it is.
Okay.
I just wasn't sure if you were.
Yeah, no, yeah, I did just like this. Yeah, so yeah. So yeah, what we're doing, I'm figuring out what we need. I'm putting it to the side. Lumber-wise, we're gonna start hauling some of this lumber out of here, and then get some of this dirt out of here will be the next move, and get this place cleaned up a little bit. Then we'll just throw up our forms and be ready to pour the steps in the rain. So yeah.
I see on the side that you put that wood plank down. It's like a gully there or something. I don't know why it goes down.
I actually put it there when we first started because I was gonna park the thing there, and I just never moved it.
That's fine.
Yeah.
Because I might use some dirt left there to fill that.
Okay,
like
yeah.
A hole or some reason.
For sure, yeah.
So, if there's some left over.
Yeah, absolutely. So, but yeah, the concrete's good to walk on. You can walk on it now and everything.
Awesome. I figured so, but I thought, until I get official word, I won't do anything.
The walls came out really good. I mean,
I think it looks great from this angle.
As far as for like honeycomb effect, I mean, it's minor, so you always have some. You know what I mean? Like
the honeycomb effect.
So like this.
Okay.
Yeah. So yeah, it just means it was good coverage all the way through. We poured it real wet and tapped the form, so it kind of spread out nice and evenly. So I'll rub whatever's visible. I'm gonna, you know what I mean? Anything that's gonna be seen is gonna get rubbed. The same thing as this. So.
Yeah, so match up.
Yeah.
That's awesome, and I can see where the ramp's gonna be going. That's where it's gonna start.
Yeah,
Awesome.
go back over there. Yep.
Good stuff.
Yeah, yeah.
Very
Moving
good.
along now. So yeah, starting to look like something.
Definitely. My
Yeah.
gosh, yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Awesome. So then what's the next step? You said this is going out, you're putting the backfill in.
Yeah,
and
yep.
then
He's
that's
filling it now.
Okay.
We're hauling. I'm gonna start loading up the truck now and start hauling stuff out, and I'm
Yep.
gonna go get the piece of conduit to put in there. Yeah, that'll be the only thing that'll be left to buy for the purchase for this will be the drain, and I might just pick that up while I'm there too, because I know what I'm gonna get. So, it'll be a 4-foot channel drain. It's basically centered. I mean, I could go the whole length of the thing if I do that.
How's that?
So the channel drains are like this.
Where would that go in?
Well, I'm probably going to end up putting it in the same spot. This is so like the wall in the house as it was, because it's pipe there, and that way I can take the walls up. I mean,
That's fine.
yeah. So, but it would go straight across.
So it would be the whole length of the cement.
Correct. Yeah.
So it's
Yeah. The way I have it for now was I had a 4-foot, which it's about 6 inches wide by 4 foot. So it's gonna, I mean, if you want to do that, it would end at the ramp and then come all the way here. Here's another thing too. Yeah. It's just yeah. Now we don't necessarily even have to go all the way. I can get like maybe 3 or 4 foot sections, which would be take us from like a foot off the ramp and a foot or 2 off the wall here, and then underneath we'll have a pipe that would go to the pipe connect right underneath. Right in, yeah.
All right, y'all.
I'd rather have more drains than I would.
Catch y'all later. I might go live again. I'm gonna charge my phone for a little bit. I'm burning the fuck out. I got a bad ass splinter. I have to take that bitch out. Thanks for tuning in, y'all.